Okay, good evening everyone.
Good evening po.
Okay, before we start our discussion, let's have a little bit of an activity. Okay, and it's an icebreaker activity, and the winner of that activity will be exempted in our graded activity. Okay, so, okay lang class. So magpa-game muna tayo para magkaroon tayo ng energy. Alright, sige. I think napalaro ko na yata ito sa inyo pero never mind. Ulitin lang natin. I'm sure di nyo naman naalala lahat. Okay, we played this right before, right? Pero may twist, may kakaiba na dito. Ako na yung magpapasagot sa inyo. Okay, then pabilisan ng chat. Yung unang makasagot is of course, we'll have the score. And yung may pinakamaraming score is of course yung panalo. Can you give me a thumbs up class kung familiar na kayo sa game na to? Okay. Pinalaro ko na ba sa inyo to? Yung taboo? Hindi nyo maalala class? Okay, so hindi pa. Alright, so ganito lang siya. Very simple mechanics. For example, so ganito yung point of view nyo. So this will be your point of view. And of course, huhulaan nyo yung sagot. And ako yung magpapahula. Wait lang kasi kailangan nyo na. Hindi lang. 1 second. Okay. So yan yung point of view nyo. Then ito yung point of view ko. Okay, so very simple. I will just describe the vacation without using the word, the middle word here. These are the taboo words. Okay, the trip, work, away, summer. O mag-unmute kayo class. How do you describe vacation without using the word trip, work, away, summer, or travel? Anyone?
Refreshing, sir.
Oh, refreshing. Yes, correct. Pwede kayo mag-chat kung gusto nyo magsagot para ma-practice nyo. Yes.
Unwind.
Unwind, relaxing, correct. That is all correct. Pero sa chat kayo magsasagot kasi doon yung makakukuha yung mga sagot. Okay? So, again, this is your point of view and this, okay, sorry. Nakita nyo na. So, skip na natin yan. That is my point of view. So, there. Okay, so ito na yan. This is the start. Okay, first one. Again, may pinakamaraming score is yung magwawagi. Makakuha ng exemption. So, first word, Hollywood. The antagonist in the Sonic live action. Who played the role of the antagonist in the Sonic live action is also the mask. I-chat nyo class para may timestamp. He is a comedian in Hollywood. Alright, si Inocencio. So that's correct. So si Jim Curry ang sagot. Si Inocencio ang unang nakasagot. Next is we conduct a drill of it. This is when the two tectonic plates. Oh no, just the word. Okay. Hindi earthquake drill. Earthquake lang. Okay, si Makasaet ang nakasagot. Makasaet ang unang nakasagot. So 1 point for you both. Yeah, that's the answer. Next is it's an organ inside your face. You can put piercing on it. Inside your face. That is outside. Yon. So, Ang unang nakasagot, spare us with your sneeze. Alright, ang unang nakasagot ay si Jimony, which is tongue. Sabihin nyo lang kasi may dispute kayo. Baka hindi ko nakita kung siya talaga yung sagot. So, ito yun. Next is, you do this when you see your friend. You do this when you see your friend. Usually boys do this. Yun. Inocencio 2 points. Yes. Next is, this is a color white substance that you cannot touch, but you can see, of course. You can also smell it, but you cannot touch it. This is yon si aspirans. It's smoke. Okay. Next is, this is what we refer to a particular thing inside the mall. If there are a lot of queue, very long queue, we used to define it this way. And if it's, an example of this is Spider-Man No Way Home. Yon. Aguilar. 1 point. So yes, correct. Blockbuster. Next. Okay, this is what we call when we cannot rest. We cannot rest. We cannot rest when the sun goes down. Okay. All right. Wrong spelling, wrong. All right. Palyan. Okay, upper grabs pa. Oh. Dang 1 point pa lang kayo. Equal distributed yung score niya. Next is, okay, paunahan to. Paunahan na lang, pa-screenshot na lang. Don't panic, it's... Alright. Naunahan ka. Naunahan ka ng point ng microseconds. Christian. Naunahan ka ni ano. Ay, no, si Stephen pa lang nakasagot. Si Pineda. Yes. Pineda. 1 point. Next. Okay, this is a feature of a person. This is prominent in European countries, especially in Italy. It looks like a caterpillar. Musta, chiche? Ano yung spelling na yun? Yung spelling wrong, ah. Sige, struggle sa spelling. Okay. Yun, nakuha mo na din. Try lang ang try. Yeah. So, Inocencio got the correct answer first and the correct spelling. Okay. Next is, this is a color gray substance that you can sell in the junk shop. This is the most common term. Yun, correct. Binabasa na ako. Ang unang nakasagot ay si Rico. 1 point. Metal. Next. Okay, this is a brand of a lighter. It creates a distinct sound when the sun goes down. This can also be a meme when your joke is walay. Your joke is walay. Okay. Plaza. Yes, the answer is cricket. The yeah, that's my special talent. I can do that. Okay, next is okay, ito. Paunahan na lang. Paunahan na lang. Pa-SS na lang. 23. 23 talaga. Alam, mga Gen Z talaga. Okay, si Pineda. Again, 2 points. May chance pa mga nalo ha. Equally distributed yung score niya. Next. This is the companion of Mr. Bean. Yung buo buo. Buo nga eh. Alright. Aspiras. 2 points for you. Yon. Next is, this is what the call center agent call when they when they go to work. So if you are an SG, you go, kung security guard ka, sabi mo, I have a duty. But if you are a call center agent, I have a inosensya shift. Next. Okay. Lisa Makua. Alright. Aguilar. Alright. Next is careless. Bilis ah. Parang naka-ready na sa ano niya. Sa chatbox, i-enter nyo na lang ah. Oh, look at Pineda. Wala. May nakahabol sa'yo. Inosensya. Saan na lang lamang mo? May 5 slide pa yata ito. May chance ka pang matalo. Next is, okay, the counterpart or the other version, the counterpart, the opposite of broadsheet. If we have a broadsheet, we also have spreadsheet. Yon! Palyan. Ay, hindi. Sino nakasagot? Yeah, si Palyan nga. Palyan, 2 points. We also have, tabloid. Okay? Yung tik-tik, sagad, toro, tonight. Yun yung mga kaagapay sa paglaki. Tangkad sagad. Okay, that's tabloid. Next is opposite of prequel. Alright, very good. Ang nakasagot ay si, Aspiras again. Just when I thought na panalo na si Inocencio. That could it be more further from the truth. Okay, next. Okay. Girls screams when they see this. Ghost. Okay, plaza. Cockroach. So, 2 points to you. Ilan pa ba? Wait lang eh. Ay, dalawa na lang pala. Last two na. Hindi. Sige. This is the other term for third place. When you are a third placer, the more common term to that, you can sell it in a junk shop. 180 per kilo for yellow. For yellow. But for red, it's 250. Yun. Isa kang manananso. Alam na alam mo. Gmony. Okay, 2 points. Next is 100 degrees Celsius. No gerund. Just the root word. 100 degrees Celsius. Yun. Perfect. Gmony again. Wala na. That's all. Ang panalo, I see. Drum roll, please. More, wala na eh. That's all. Si ano? Yeah, ikaw Neil, Christian Neil Inocencio. 4 points. Imagine that. Si Gmony, 3 points. Isa na lang. Si Aspiras, 3 points. Si Pineda, 3 points. Ikaw, 4 points. So, ikaw pa rin yung panalo just by 1 point. Si Inocencio. So, exempted ka sa graded activity natin.
GG guys. TY.
GG. Okay, now let's proceed to the discussion. Okay. This one. So simple lang discussion natin tonight, class. We'll just talk media, data, and information, then the evolution of media. Very simple. And after this, we'll call it a night. Okay, so let's differentiate first because consider this as the foundation, okay, foundation of the next lesson that we will be having in this subject. So we need to know first and differentiate and have a clear understanding or grasp of these two concepts. Actually, there are 3 concepts of this: data and information. Okay, when we say data, any volunteer who wants to read what is the data? Para hindi ako lang sasalita. Okay, see. Taas na kamay si. Go Sydney, pakibasa yung data.
Data is raw, unorganized facts that need to be processed. Data can be something simple and seemingly random and useless until it is organized.
Okay, from the word itself, it says here that data is raw. Okay, raw, unorganized. Unorganized facts and need to be processed pa. For example, nakita kayo ng number na 57. Okay, so that is probably a data, but that is raw, unorganized, and you don't know what will you do with that particular data. Okay, so data is raw, unorganized, and needs to be processed. So that's where the information will comes in. Okay, so can you read it for us, Kay? Yes, Kay Cadiz. Okay ba yung audio mo? Read the information.
Okay, sir. When data is processed, organized, structured, or presented in a given context so as to make it useful, it is called information.
Okay, so it says here that when a particular data is processed already and organized and structured and presented, then it will become useful. For example, si K. K, ano yung ano mo? Ano yung height mo?
Ano po? 5 po.
5'5"?
5 flat po.
Okay, 5. Then what is your weight?
50 kilogram po ata.
Okay, 50 kg. So let's say we already have the 5, height of K. Let's say just let's say 5'2" siya, 5 or 5'5". Gawin natin 5'5" si K. So that is just a raw data. So what? So what would you do with that particular data? It's just a raw data. And another raw data is her weight. She is 50 kilograms. Okay, so what if she is 50 kilograms? Now, if you combine those data, if you process that data and organize it and structured it and presented it to her, then we will be able to identify na, okay, so since we already have two variables, which is the height and the weight, we can be able to get the BMI or cross-reference the body mass index of K. If she is underweight, on a proper weight, or on a overweight or obese. So pwede kang makategorize sa apat na yon: underweight, regular weight, normal weight, and overweight and obese. Okay, so that is, those two raw data become useful already because we already process that. And in return, K, if she finds out that her BMI is underweight, then she will do necessary adjustment to her lifestyle, to her habit, so that it will save her life. Okay? Or, because if you stay underweight for too long, maging sakitin ka. And kapag naging ka naman, overweight ka, pag naging obese ka, magkakaroon ka rin ng sakit. So, dapat normal weight lang. Okay? So, that is an example of data versus information. Data is just raw. It's just there. And once we process that, it will become a useful information. Now, what will we do with that particular information? Okay, so once we have that particular information in our hand, let's say BMI or whatever it is, we can put it somewhere. So we can use that as a, just a second. All right. So let's now differentiate information. So nag-evolve na yung data versus information. Now, data versus document. So what is the difference between data and document? Document is written in a medium. So later, we'll talk about medium. When we say medium, class, ano yung pagkakaintindi nyo ng word na medium? Anyone? Written in a medium. Magbigay kayo ng example ng medium. Written in a medium daw eh. So give an example of a medium that you can write an information. Ano class? Anything that you can come up with.
Paper po, sir.
Paper, yeah. Paper is one example of a medium that you can put the information in. Okay? So possible, paper is the most primitive way of primitive medium in becoming in writing that particular information. Okay, so later on it will evolve and evolve and evolve. Then it will become a very complex way. Pero kapag titingnan mo, yung pinaka-basic nun, it's just a data na naging information. Then you need to come up with a particular thing that you can write that information in, which is the medium. Okay? So parang ano yan, class? Yung medium, di ba pag nanonood kayo ng mga horror movie? Di ba? For example, Insidious or Conjuring or Exorcism of Emily Rose. Di ba yung main character doon, nagiging medium siya. Di ba nagiging medium siya ng mga ghost, okay, mga sa kabilang mundo. Therefore, since medium na siya, nagre-release siya ng mga information from that other world. Okay? Parang ganun lang yung concept. Diba? Medyo dark lang yung concept, yung example ko, pero same idea. You become a medium when you are, possessed with other, and your job is just, of course, to deliver information. Okay? So next is documents should have an author, or information without authorship is possible. Now, once we have a data, okay, let's go back to the example of K. So K is BMI. So let's say, ano siya, overweight si K. So hindi natin alam kung saan galing yung information na yun, na overweight siya. Pwedeng sa kanya galing, pwedeng narinig niya lang, pwedeng may nagsabi lang, pwedeng nakwento niya lang. So yung information na yun, possible na walang nagsabi. Ay walang out of nowhere. Hindi natin alam kung sino yung source nun. Okay, possible yun. But once we organize that information, so information is already unorganized data, but the information itself still needs processing. That's where the file or the document will comes in. So if that happens, then therefore, information, kapag na-process na siya sa medium, then meron ng author. So let's say nilagay sa papel, nireseta ng doktor. Okay, K. Cadiz, overweight. So, of course, pipirmahan yun ng authorization yun ng doktor. So, galing sa doktor yung nagsabi na napunta na sa isang medium, which is yung paper na. Okay? So, kung iisipin mo, ganun lahat itong mga output na ginagawa natin sa ICT. Kasi, pag gumagawa tayo ng, let's say, from as simple as Word file, gumagawa ng Word file, yung medium mo doon is of course text, or kapag sa PowerPoint, yung medium mo doon is graphics, or kapag video editing software, yung medium mo doon is of course video, okay, audio video. So same concept pa rin kapag kahit hindi mo ilagay kung sino yung of course ilalagay mo na ikaw yung author noon, particular output na yun, particular file na yun. Kahit hindi mo ilagay, i-right click mo lang file information, then makikita mo yung author or yung nag-create ng file na yun. So from that feature itself, that is already assigned a feature that it has an authorship. Okay? So information, pwede siyang walang source, walang author. Okay? But when we create a file out of that, we create an output, then that becomes it will have an author already. Next, dito, mutual yung connection ng document and information. So information enriches the document, which is of course, if a particular output, okay, if you have a particular output, let's say video output, and it has a lot of information in it, then it will make the output or the document or the file very good, rich. Now, saan ba magagaling yung ano bang purpose ng mga information na yun? Is yung, of course, to enrich the files. Okay? So yun yung connection nila. Information enriches the document, and document needs the information. So meron silang mutualism connection. Next, document is always factual. Okay? So let's say a file, yung ginawa mong video, ginawa mong kanta, ginawa mong drawing, okay, ginawa mong doodle, ginawa mong text, ginawa mong document, ano siya, factual siya. I mean, meron siyang real world equivalent, real world value, real world impact. So, totoo siya kasi let's say, why would you waste your time, okay, documenting something or creating something that isn't true? So, unless of course, ibang usapan na yung if it's non-fiction or fiction, I mean fiction, na mga work of art. So of course that's separate. But the point here is if you create a file or an output or anything that comes from information, then it should be true. Okay? So though ang connection niyan sa information is hindi siya sometimes factual. Okay? So when you just hear it, there's no source. Now, yung mga website class, ano yan? We can say that that is an output already, a document, a file, an output. So, para simple lang yung understanding natin, class, any group of information, okay, is already an output, a document in a file. If it's already in a tangible format, okay, then that becomes a file or an output. That is a group of information. So information is not always factual because yun nga, wala siyang author, and it's just there, stays there. We don't know where it came from kasi walang author. Walang authoring feature in particular information na yun. Then lastly, the output that we created, when we say yun nga, output, file, document, files that we have, it needs to be published. Kasi the moment na, let's say, ginagawa mo is video editing tools, the moment na matapos mag-render yan, the moment na tapos mag-render yan, then it's already published. Now, yung pinagbuhusan mo ng panahon dyan, of course, merong real-world equivalent yan, di ba? So, doon pumapasok yung factual. Then, doon din pumapasok na pag ni-right-click mo yung authorship, makikita yung pangalan mo. Okay, so that is the connection between document, file, and information. And yung information, pwede siyang hindi nakapublish. It's just there. Okay, pwede siyang hindi nakapublish. Kaya nga, it's vague and not factual. Even though it's called information, but it's not always 100% true. Now we'll talk about saan natin ilalagay yung it's already clear the connection of data. Data is raw. Information is collection of data that was processed already. Then document, this is where we actually create an output out of those information that we have, out of those data that we have. Okay, collection of data. So connected yan. Data, information, then output, document, files, etc. Yun. Then, maghahanap tayo ng ways on how we can be able to publish that. Create a medium out of that. So that's where the media will comes in. Okay, communication outlets or tools used to store and deliver information or data. So dito natin ilalagay yung information, different types of media. So ano ba yung mga possible media na makikita natin so that we can extract those particular information into a particular media. Kung isipin nyo, class, lahat to geographical. Anong particular media nakikita yung information about geographical? Pwedeng video, okay? Pwedeng as simple as a social media post. It can be graphics, a drawing, a text, okay? An audio, okay? A video, or it can be an interactive media. If you click this, you will see this. If you click this, you will see that, okay? You can zoom in, zoom out, okay? You can tilt your phone so that you can have a 3D diagram of that particular media. So, pwedeng interactive. So, cultural, pwedeng the most primitive way of medium is the, in a form of a drawing or a text. So, those are the most primitive way of storing information. Scientific, of course, we can also use that. So the bottom line is all of those data, information, okay, and media, that is applicable to all industries. Walang industry na hindi gumagamit ng media na yon. Lahat yun gumagamit ng media. So not only that, it is also applicable not just in different industries, but also applicable to your personal needs. Okay? So sabi nga, is data is raw. unorganized. Then once it become information. So kung kayo personally, na-observe nyo yung flow ng connection ng data, information, and media, you'll be able to identify easily how you can, of course, manage that. For example, meron ka smartwatch. Smartwatch, meron siyang tracker ng steps mo. So, quota mo sa isang araw, 10,000 steps. So, let's say, yeah, 10,000 steps. It's just a raw data. Okay, it's just there, 10,000 steps. So what? Then, kapag pinrasis natin yung 10,000 steps na nag-gather mo, magiging information yun. Kasi, let's say, ang quota mo sa isang araw, ang healthy steps na magawa mo sa isang araw is 10,000 steps in one day. Therefore, possible na i-interpret yun ng software and magkakaroon siya ng breakdown na ang steps mo sa isang araw, let's say 8,000 lang. So for the past week, hindi mo na-reach yung quota na 10,000 steps every day. So therefore, those group of data, naging information na. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo na-hit yung target mo, may tendency na maging unhealthy ka kasi nga hindi ka nakakapaglakad ng tama. So hindi yun maganda sa puso mo na your exercise, hindi ka nag-exercise ng 10,000 steps a day. So yun, may interpretation na. So yung group of data na yan, naging useful na siya. So ano yung media na ginamit? Kasi tapos na tayo sa data, yung steps, nasa information na tayo. Yun nga, kung hindi mo na-hit yung target mo. So yun yung information, masama sa'yo kasi hindi mo na-hit yung information na yun. Ay, yung quota mo. And then, doon na tayo sa media. Yung media doon is yung graphics. Kasi yung graph itself, okay, picture ng graph na ito yung result ng activity mo for the past week, you're not hitting the target. So yung media na yun that was presented to you, that is already the output that we needed. Okay, that was created from the data and the information that in return, it will become an output. So pag nakita mo yon, pwedeng i-email sa yun, pwedeng screenshot sa yun. Now, yung email na yun, pwedeng yung author nyon is, let's say, Samsung or Fitbit or Xiaomi or Redmi or Realme. So yun yung author. Okay? It was published already. Yung timestamp sa email mo, yun yung time that it was published. So it has already evolved from the data, naging information, then naging media. Yun na yun. Different types of media. Pwede ring not just text. It was presented to you through text. It was presented to you through graphics. It was presented to you pwedeng by video. Or it was presented to you by interactive way. Okay? So those are different types of media that you can use to categorize those things. Okay? So that is just for the steps that you make. Meron pang ibang category. Let's say your finances. Okay? How much are you spending? So the moment class na maka-receive ka ng ng confirmation, the moment na i-screenshot mo yon, that's already an output, okay, of files that was created from data information, and in return you already have it. You are the author of it. It is already published. So na-satisfy niya lahat ng criteria when it is created. Okay, so ano lang to class, huwag kayo ma-pressure na hindi nyo nagigets everything na pinagsasabi ko. Ano lang, parang nagkaroon kayo ng foundation, understanding, basic understanding with the connection between data, information, and media. So very basic lang. Huwag kayong ma-pressure kung hindi nyo nagigets everything. So next is we have three categories of media. First is the static, dynamic, and the interactive. When we say static, of course, it is not moving. And we say dynamic, it is moving. And if we say interactive, of course, we can interact to it. Okay? So types of media, we can categorize those into three: static, dynamic, and interactive. Static and graphics, under that is the text itself. Okay, from the most primitive way, pen and paper, that is a text already. Then graphics, picture. Okay, so picture, it's not moving, it's just there. It's static types of media. Can a picture store information? Yes. Can picture store data? Yes. Can a text store data? Yes. Can text store information? Of course. Okay. Then, the more advanced version of media is the dynamic, which is the video, the audio, and the animation. No need to elaborate that because video, audio, and animation are moving type of media. So you can store data and information from those moving media, such as video, audio, and animation. Then lastly, the most complicated type of media is the interactive media. This refers to different ways which people process media and share information. Interactive media is meant to engage the user and interact with them in a non-interactive media does not. So, kayang gawin ng interactive media, hindi kayang gawin ng dynamic media. Okay, very simple. An example of interactive medias are virtual museum. Okay, so you can easily go to a particular museum na you can just browse it. Okay, you can navigate where do you want to go and see the. Another example of interactive media is simulation, driving simulation, airplane simulation. All of those simulations are example of interactive media. It is the most advanced because lahat ng simulation na yun is a combination of data and information that was presented to you. And you can interact with it. Lahat ng video game na nilalaro nyo class, and as an example for interactive media. Okay? Pwedeng mga ML, COD-M, Dota, lahat yun ay interactive media. It is a group of data and information that was presented to you. Another example is Google Earth. Google Earth is of course very interactive. Okay, you can pwede mo makita yung street kung saan ka lumaki in a form of street pass. Okay, so dun sa street pass itself, it's a group of data and information that was presented to you also. It's an interactive media. Okay, so we have 3 categories: the static, dynamic, and interactive media. And all of those media contains information. And all of those information comes from the data, from the raw data that was processed and becomes information and becomes media. Okay? So, di ba? Paulit-ulit na yan. So, of course, gets na gets nyo na yan. So, yun na lang muna, class, ang ating discussion for tonight. May part 2 tayo sa Tuesday. May pasok naman tayo sa Tuesday. So, I'll meet you on Tuesday. So, that would be all for tonight. Kasi may kailangan kami tapusin. Alright, so yun na lang muna for tonight's session. So, let's just open our webcam. Nabitin ba kayo, class?
Medyo po.
Sige, sa Tuesday, hindi ko kayo ibibitin. Nabitin sa game. Maghanap na tayo ng isa, magandang filter. Pare-pareho tayo. Nahihirapan mag-filter yung mga nasa mobile. Ay, ano na lang tayo. Halo. Yun, Halo. Halo icon. Alam niyo bang paano hanapin yung class? Alright, of course. Kayo pa ba? You're the Zoomer generation. 1, 2, 3, and... Walang Halo. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Alright. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I need to go. Goodbye.
Take care, sir. Ingat po.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
sir.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ito po.